All right, I'm just doing a quick mic check because we are now streaming everywhere. I've never done it this way before, so I want to make sure that the volume is coming. All right, I'm just doing a quick mic check because we are now streaming everywhere. I've never done it this way before.
Recording in progress.
Imagine a world where everybody is connected. Imagine a world where somebody in Japan can do a transaction with somebody in the United States without high banking fees. Imagine a world no longer ruled by greedy corporate banks. There's going to be a time when we think of central banks in the same way we think about calling an operator to talk to a friend on the phone. This weird, annoying entity that came between us and the things we actually wanted. You aren't going to drown in fees anymore. You aren't going to borrow money from a bank. You aren't going to fight a half a dozen middlemen. It'll just be you and your money anywhere on earth. And once this happens, cryptocurrency could very well make the US dollar obsolete. Once people understand how easy this is and get used to it, the demand for legacy money controlled by a government and bank is going to plummet like a rock. Welcome to the world of cryptocurrency. All right. Welcome, everybody. Good evening. This is Bitcoin Brandon Ivy from Los Angeles, California. Go ahead and type in the chat box where you are listening in from. As a disclaimer, I am not a licensed financial advisor to be giving financial advice. I read the news, give my opinion, share suggestions for entertainment and educational purposes only, and it is up to you to make your own informed, intelligent decision on which direction you want to move into. So, all right, good evening, everybody. This is our recap call. We just finished this last week, our third, the People's Money 5-Day Challenge, draining the financial swamp, putting money and power back in the people's hands. So congratulations to those of you. If it was your first challenge, your second challenge, or even your third challenge, those of you see on the screen, and you guys know how we do it if you're a VIP. Turn your cameras on and shine and let everybody see your pretty faces. Beautiful faces, wave to everybody, because the first time on this recap call, I'm doing something different. We're not just streaming in the Ivy League Crypto Academy page where our members see, we're streaming everywhere. So all of my Facebook groups, my Facebook page, YouTube, and Twitter, to give the outsiders a glimpse of what we do behind the scenes, behind the doors here. In fact, this is a night where everybody can be a VIP. We won't be stopping the stream. We're keeping it open for everybody and giving you guys an invitation, if you're not a VIP, that you can always upgrade for one time, $97 to become a VIP member of our Ivy League Crypto Academy community. And so tonight we're going to do a short recap of what we covered last week and why. And then I'm going to bring up a special guest, our CMO, Mr. James Hendricks, to give you guys a little taste of what's coming, because as I stated in January when we did our very first 5 days people challenge, I said that this is not the end, this is the beginning. We had been working for months before we even did the challenge, And we're still working up to this point. And I brought up James a couple, maybe 2 weeks ago on a Saturday and interview him so that you guys can see this is not the Brandon Ivy show. This is not a one-man show. You already know about my cousin Marnita, the connectress, and how helpful she's been. But there's an entire team behind ILCA with James Hendricks. As you see James, there's an entire team behind James that makes all of this possible. And we're growing every single month. All we have to do as a community is continue to grow the community to take advantage of the value. So I'm going to ask all of you VIPs a question. You can type it in the chat box. Wait. Before I ask you that question, let me go ahead and recognize you guys that's on here. And so I'm only looking at one Facebook group on my phone because I'm sharing screen for StreamYard on the other. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I could take a quick peek in the StreamYard chat. Okay, that's about the same. So let me bring it back here for everybody. So I see Elijah Morgan, Nazim, Brenda Folgo, Neil Brooks, Andy Colquin from the UK. Andy, I forgot to send you a message today. I got something special to show you. So I'm going to send you a message later. I got to have a meeting with you sometime tomorrow before we do the next TV show. Neil Brooks, Irene Toe from Singapore. Good morning from Singapore. Jamie Smith, Dagmar from Lake Arrowhead, Provis, Lofties, Corpus Christi. Robin Beal, please let me in the VIP. Robin, you're a VIP member? If you are, send a message to Marnita, and Marnita will show you where to go so that you can be on this side on the screen with all the VIPs. Jacqueline Briggs, St. Petersburg, Florida. On the VIPs, I see Doreen from Anguilla. Michael Pendleton, Upper Marlboro, Maryland. Marnita Casa from Colorado. Teresa from Washington State. James Hendricks from Hotlanta. Rick from Indonesia. Paulette from Southeastern Oregon. The Owyhee River? I think I pronounced that right. DJ from Colorado, Christine from Northern Illinois, Mike from Jersey, Janelle from Colorado, Lloyd Fisher, Gary, Indiana, Sue Williams from Utah, Sasha from Philly, Kenny Taylor in my backyard, Los Angeles. Teresa says 17 women in here tonight, 12 men. Go Queens. Normally I always say, where are the women at? You women are showing up and showing out. Where are the men? That's what's happening. Where are the men showing up? Marion from Pennsylvania. Okay, for the recap for tonight. The Ivy League Crypto Academy was created in recognition of, I used to, before COVID, do Bitcoin boot camps around the country. And I was gearing up to start doing them around the world. Then COVID hit. Some of you that's listening to me have been part of the Bitcoin boot camps. We were in Seattle, Austin, Dallas, Houston, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Florida, Chicago. We did a couple of them in Chicago, one in Vegas, LA. And you know what it's designed. It's designed for people in the community that have never heard of Bitcoin before. They don't know anything about it. They don't know where to go to get it. And for one Saturday, they can come on out and hear about what is this thing called Bitcoin. We gave Bitcoin away. We shared a couple of the lessons that we have in our Bitcoin 101. And it was to open their minds to what is possible, because I remember my first day hearing about Bitcoin and crypto, and I know what that feels like. And then when I started to have my aha moments, my life changed. I completely changed my profession. This is my 24th year in direct sales. This year I celebrate 10 years of financial freedom, meaning I walked off my job 10 years ago this summer on my birthday, fired my boss, and this also represents my 5th year in crypto. And so just to share, you guys heard from our panelists last week, and they got a chance to share their story. I'm going to briefly share mine. You know, I was taught that if you want to have financial freedom in America, there's a couple of things that you must do. And that's go to school, get good grades, get a good, safe, secure job, a job that will take care of you for the rest of your life. And I followed that plan. I graduated from Morehouse College in Atlanta, Georgia, went on to not have a nice corporate career going, but due to no fault of my own, I was laid off from my job, not once, but twice. And you know, the second time I was laid off was because of the financial collapse in 2008. And I was laid off in 2009 due to no fault of my own. It is hard when you look yourself in the mirror and you've got a family to take care of. You're like, I did everything I was supposed to do. Why am I not, moving forward? Why does it always seem like I'm spinning my wheels? The harder I work, the less money I seem to make. And I was even questioning what my grandpa taught my father and my dad. Said, no matter what you decide to do, work the best at it, work the hardest at it. And I learned that the hardest working people in America are the brokest, not because they're lazy, but because they're putting their focus in the wrong area. So if you're going to work hard at something that's going to yield you the benefits that you want out of life. Anything else is the rat race, doing the same thing over and over again, yet expecting a different result. And if you haven't been laid off before, I know you know somebody who has, and chances are you're putting in more time, more hours on your job in corporate America, only to retire broke, depending on family, government, and friends at the age of 65. 95% of Americans. That's not me making that up. That's a government statistic. That's why they now want to move retirement to the 72 instead of 65, to eke more work out of you so that you have less years you're on the government dime. And I knew that didn't work. So I decided to become an entrepreneur in direct sales. And I wish I could tell you I had an immediate success story. I didn't. It took me 10 years to figure it out. I couldn't sell a product to save my life. I couldn't recruit anybody to save my life. And I was doing everything right. I was attending all the presentations and trainings, but there was a certain skill set that I didn't learn. It took me 10 years to finally have my first aha moment and figure it out. And once I did, I've been a top promoter of everything that I've done since then, which leads me to how I got involved with Bitcoin. I got burnt out. I got burnt out in the direct sales industry because the industry was changing. Social media changed everything. And there was no longer such thing as residual income. And I didn't want to go back to a 9-to-5 job. And so I said, I got to follow what Robert Kiyosaki taught, the cash flow quadrant. I want to be in that investor quadrant. I was never taught that before. I didn't have anybody to hold my hand and to teach me that. You can make millions of dollars, and if you don't know what to do with it, you're going to lose millions of dollars. And that was me. So I said, I need to learn the investor side. And I started to look around, and the industry with the least barrier was this thing called crypto and Bitcoin. And I saw people that I personally knew making millions of dollars in Bitcoin. So I felt comfortable enough to call them and ask them questions. And to my surprise, they couldn't answer my questions. They're like, I don't know, this thing just keeps going up. I'm in this new program and they're promising 3% a day. And I made millions in the last 6 months. Really? And I knew nothing's ever just going to go up. I'm smart enough to know that. I may not be a numbers guy, but the stock market doesn't just keep going up. Real estate just keep going up, even on the short term, long term, maybe. So I said, let me learn this. And there was no courses out there to teach me this. There was no Bitcoin boot camps. There was no ILCA to teach me this. I went to YouTube and Google, which I don't advise. Brandon, why should I pay for your stuff when I go to YouTube and Google? I paid thousands of dollars to go to Morehouse College. I could have got the same information on the internet. I could have gone to University of Phoenix. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not putting anything of that down. I'm just saying there's levels to this. Ivy Leagues, Harvard, whatever, you get what you pay for. So I decided to teach myself, and I spent 6 months, only to realize that 50% of the information that I was ingesting was incorrect, was wrong. I didn't know what questions to ask. I didn't know where to start. I didn't know where to begin. But I did learn 2 things that changed my life. The first is that blockchain technology will disrupt every single industry on the planet today. How many of you guys were on Crypto Talk this morning? We found something. What did that article say in Austin, Texas? That they are now looking at having government employees being paid in crypto. And how many times have I been saying for years now, Whether you like it or not, believe it or not, or trust it or not, one day you're going to walk into your job and your boss is going to say, you need to create a digital wallet because we're paying you in crypto. And people laughed at me back then. My father didn't even believe it. But now we're seeing this as a reality. This is happening. And then when we just finished the Internet of Things courses. When you see that, your mind will explode to the possibilities of the technology. Right now, everybody's focused on Bitcoin and crypto. I'm not. There's something else we saw today in crypto talk. One of the billionaires said, it's not about the coins. No. You got to think like the 90s. Finding the companies that's taking advantage of the technology and invest in those companies before anybody has heard of them. That's what I'm looking at in the blockchain space. What are the new next Fortune 500 type companies, the largest companies in the world, are going to come from the blockchain space, Web3. That's the future. But you got to know how all of this is played out, and that's what we're learning. So that one thing changed my life. The second is that I realized that cryptocurrency itself represents the greatest economic shift in wealth in the history of mankind for the most amount of people. The most amount of people. Now, why is that important? That means it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter where you come from, the language you speak, the color of your skin, if you're a man, woman, or child, if you have a college degree or not. There's no prejudging here. It doesn't matter. No barrier of entry. All you need is a cell phone, access to the internet, and a willingness to learn. And if you do that, you can literally write your own check in a short period of time. Not get rich quick tomorrow, but we can compress that time frame. Even if you were, I'll turn 46 years old this year. If I were to work $75,000 a year on a 9-to-5 job for the next 20 years of my life to retirement age of 65, I would make 1.5 million. And let's say I'd never have to pay taxes. Every dime I spend over the next 20 years is coming out of that $1.5 million. Weddings, funerals. Well, I'm older now, attending more funerals than weddings, unfortunately. Birthdays, vacations, housings, all cars, all that's the kids going through college. All of that's coming out of that 1.5 million for the next 20 years. But what if I can put a plan together in crypto and create a 5-year plan to have $2 million or more in 5 years, passively, without having to recruit? That's what I was looking at in this space. And as Jim Rohn says, and I've modified his quote because he was before the time of crypto. But the quote now that I say is, we now have enough testimonials and personal experience to come to the conclusion that it is not only possible, but probable to design and live an extraordinary life because of the cryptocurrency space. We have all heard of those stories, and we all want those stories to be us. But let me tell you something that I never really share. The summer of 2017, when I was making the transition from direct sales and the network marketing space into full-time crypto, remember, I didn't have a job at this time. So I did good enough with my money. So I was going through a 6-month transition where I was weaning myself of all the direct selling stuff. And I had a special real estate deal going with a couple of partners of mine. And we were working on this 4.5 months. The cut for me would have been close to $500,000. I had a grand plan. I was going to take half of that, and that's what I was going to be living on. And the other half, I was going to invest in crypto. And I remember reading about an investor who said, all you need is to have my $10 million portfolio clients. I tell them to put 1% into crypto, $100,000. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to come in with at least 250,000. So I've got education. I had a grand plan. And when 99% of the journey is done, guess what? You're only halfway there. It was one fluke error. The main gentleman went on an extended vacation. He was out of pocket. He didn't sign something he was supposed to that needed to be notarized and said, I'll just do it when I get back. Don't worry about it. But this is a document that had a timestamp on it. And if he missed the timestamp, we had to start the entire process over, which would take at least another 90 days. At least another 90 days. He didn't do it. Whole thing, because he decided to take a vacation. Whole thing went under. And I was left standing there with nothing. I went through the savings that I had to get to that point. I didn't have any income coming in from direct sales, and I hadn't jumped into crypto yet. And I was at a crossroads in my life. What am I going to do? And I'm going to do something that I have never done before. I'm going to show you something. This was me, August 2017. What is that I'm wearing? Direct TV and my little stupid badge. I actually had just finished a training program for their Southern Regional Managers Training Program. It was, once I finished the course, it was going to pay me, I don't know, good money, 10 to 15,000 a month. But it was going to take 6 months to get to that point, which meant I had to go out in the field and train like I am a direct TV sales rep. I had to learn everything that they do and master the art of sales floor training stuff before I have my own office. And I went through that whole process. This was the day where it was going to be my first day on the job, where I almost had a job. And this was my crossroads. That is a forced smile on my face. I was below depressed in this moment of my life. I had to borrow money from my dad to pay some bills. I was going to a 9-to-5 job after being more than 5 years self-employed. It was the ultimate gut punch. But I had to do what I had to do because I'm a husband and a father, and I've got responsibilities to take care of. So if that meant I got to put on this stupid shirt and go get a 9-to-5 job, that's what I had to do. But I was on my way to my car outside, and I stopped dead in my tracks and remembered there's peaks and there's valleys. It's not always going to go the way you want it to go. You got to keep your eye on the ultimate goal. That job was not my ultimate goal. I turned back around, took this shirt off and threw it in the trash right after I took this photo. And then I went to work and I jumped all into crypto. 5 years later, where we at now is this. 5 years later. But I went from $30 to 6 figures in 3.5 months. So I am a testament to show you that if I can do it, you can do it. If I literally didn't have $250,000 to do what I wanted to do, I had $30. I still made it happen. And now I teach how I made it happen for the rest of you. Now, I can't guarantee you will have success, but I can guarantee that you will minimize your risk and know far more going in than you knew beforehand. And that's a very personal moment for me. When I go back and I look at where I was to where we are today, and that I know what it's like where you guys are in your different situations in life, no matter where you are. I was dead broke. And I had no choice but to make it happen. There was no failure as an option. Just made it happen. Now let's fast forward. We created crypto education courses so that we can teach you guys so you don't have to go through the learning curve that I did. And we do the 5-day challenge to expose all brand new people. And even if you think you're an industry expert or you're a veteran in crypto, I guarantee you're still going to learn something new by attending our basic courses, the fundamentals. And we covered 5 main topics. Number 1, we covered who is Satoshi Nakamoto. You know, people want to skip all of the basic stuff. They want to jump right into the 3-point line, shooting baskets in the basketball gym. You've got to know the fundamentals. Who is Satoshi Nakamoto? Why did this individual, group, man or woman, create this technology? What was its design intended for, and how did it grow to where it is today? On night 2, we covered what is blockchain technology. People hear about Bitcoin but don't know blockchain. That's like you learning about Facebook but don't know that without the internet, Facebook can't run. Or people today that still think money is backed by gold. Hasn't been backed by gold since 1971. We're not on the gold standard. We're on the government standard. It is what the government says it is. And we're about to go through this again when the government starts to drop the CBDCs, central bank digital currencies. It will be the biggest challenge of American financial privacy in our history. We are about to go through it. And can you imagine going through it uneducated, not knowing what's going on, not knowing how to prepare for this? It's not something that we can stop, but it is something that we can prepare for. This is not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And so we need to know the technology behind it. So that's what we covered on day 2. Day 3, you know what, before I say that, day 2, one of the best ways, and I figured this out, I use this analogy with my dad. I said, Dad, think of a railroad and you've got railroad tracks. My dad grew up, he loved model trains and engineering and all that. Railroad tracks. Said that's the blockchain. But the train that runs on that railroad track, that's Bitcoin. That's cryptocurrencies. Now, the railroad track will still be there even if there's no cryptocurrencies. But you take the railroad track away, the cryptocurrencies do not work, which is why you're about to see an explosion of brand new technology that was only in science fiction books 20, 30 years ago. Because now there's technology to make these things a reality. You guys watched that movie Ready Player One. That is just a short insight to what the future of society is going to be. And not from a video game standpoint, but from a social, cultural standpoint. COVID showed us that we can work virtually from home. The whole blockchain technology, the metaverse, the goggles, where's mine? My Oculus goggles. You can now do virtual meetings. You'll be able to imagine having an ILCA in the metaverse, an entire university academy where we all can meet with our goggles on. I haven't even talked to James about that as an opportunity. I mean, just imagine your imagination is the limit here. Imagine social gatherings and meetings, and what about family reunions? What about dates? You know, I mean, the sky's the limit as to what is possible and what's going to be coming. So day 3, we talked about what is cryptocurrencies, what is digital currencies. Another analogy I like to use about that is the evolution of money. How we went from having cash to now using debit cards to now using, we've got crypto debit cards. Nobody carries cash anymore. Every now and then I go to, I live in Laverne, California, and we have a pizza spot that's been here since before I was born. I remember being a kid, and this was the spot, best pizza I've ever had, called Warehouse Pizza in downtown Laverne. And they're old school. They don't take debit cards. They only take cash. And it kills me because every time I got to go get cash to go in there. And I went in there, I know whatever I order, it comes up to about $42.75. So I normally go in there with 2 20s and a 5. And they just keep the change. And whatever reason last week, I went in there and I thought I had 2 20s and a 5. Instead, I had 3 20s, $60. And when I pulled it out, even the guy, Casey, behind it, because they know me in there, was like, oh, $60, okay. So I'm like, $60. And I was annoyed that he had to give me all this. This is the change. I was annoyed he had to give me all this change back because I had to put it in my pocket. I'm like, oh man, I got all that change. I didn't want that. Right? And I was annoyed by that. And I said, Casey, why don't you guys just allow us to use the freaking debit cards? I mean, wouldn't it business be so much easier for you? Then I forgot the owner is old school. He's the guy that wants to keep money stashed underneath his pillow. He don't trust the banks. He doesn't trust the government. You know, he's a MAGA supporting Trump lover that thinks the government's going to come and take him, his business, and his guns. So he's like, he wants to be off the system as much as possible. He said, Brandon, you know why? Just get the cash. And I told him, I said, one day the government's going to switch up on you. they're not going to have cash anymore. What are you going to do then? He said, over my dead body. But anyways, I was annoyed by that. But I want you to imagine digital currencies now. Anybody ever gone to Chuck E. Cheese? You know, as a kid, I love Chuck E. Cheese. And I love Chuck E. Cheese for two reasons. Besides the mouse, I love the pizza and the video games in there. You know, even though we had Nintendo back then, but the video games. But could I go in Chuck E. Cheese and start, you know, playing with money and quarters like a real arcade game system? No, I had to use that money, go to the Chuck E. Cheese built-in ATM machine in there. And like, you know, if you put $1 in to get 4 quarters, you need to purchase Chuck E. Cheese coins. Let me see it here. Chuck E. Cheese coins. Why do I still have a whole bucket of them? Because I have a 14-year-old kid. And we've been to Chuck E. Cheese all the time. And the tokens we don't use, we bring back home. And next time we go back to Chuck E. Cheese, we take the coins with us. So I don't have to spend new money. I already got, but can I use these coins in the real world? No, I have to sell these coins back. I don't even think Chuck E. Cheese will allow you to do that, but I'd have to sell them back for money, fiat money. It's kind of like how the real world is working right now, the crypto space. You use fiat money to purchase the digital coin. So now you can do everything in the digital space. When you want to use that money back in the real world, if you don't have a crypto debit card, then you've got to sell that back into fiat money into your bank accounts to use. Same concept. This is an entire digital ecosystem. Only now, in the future, you can use these Chuck E. Cheese coins everywhere. And that's where we are right now. Anybody see the Oscars last night? Do you see what was the greatest thing in the world last night that I saw? It wasn't the slap heard around the world, which I still think is hilarious, that I've seen a million times. It wasn't the slap. How many crypto.com commercials did I see? Every other commercial turning around, crypto.com, QR code floating around. SoFi commercial about it, which meant you had millions of people, again, like the Super Bowl, watching and seeing advertisements about crypto. This thing is mainstream. But even though it's mainstream, 90% of the human population does not own any crypto. So you are still here at the early time where the internet was in 1995. You're still here early on. Don't think you've missed out. So we talked about cryptocurrencies, what they are, what is Bitcoin, why it's important, what is decentralization versus centralization and all that stuff. Day 4, we talked about unlocking cryptocurrency. And this is one of the scariest things. Even James asked a question like in a poll, like, how many of you found it easy your very first time to get your hands on Bitcoin, or did you find it difficult? Was it a scary prospect? Everyone say, yeah, it was scary because you didn't want to mess up any of the numbers and the addresses and the wallets. So we talked about what are wallets, the different types of wallets, and how that whole ecosystem works. Now, if you actually get my courses, we go into far more detail about that, how to get your hands on it. So that's what we talked about on Thursday night. And then day 5 was the icing on the cake, what everybody wants. How laying the path to becoming a crypto, not millionaire, but crypto billionaire. Crypto billionaire. And I don't say that lightly, because if 90% of the planet is not on this yet, and we're already at a $2.2 trillion industry, and you've seen how many millionaires have been created from this space already. And we've seen what's happened with the internet when the internet came on board, Internet 2.0. And now we're looking at Web 3.0. The opportunities for brand new billionaires to be created is limitless. You go to blockchain expos like the one we're about to go to in Miami. You see a brand new company nobody's ever heard of before that's just getting started and looking for funding. You decide to back them up, a couple $100,000 down on it. Next thing you know, 5 years from now, it's worth $1 billion. Is that a guarantee that will happen with every single one of them? No. The internet went through a dot-com boom, but which companies survived? What if you had got the right horse? That's where we're in right now. We are still in the wild, wild west of the blockchain and crypto space. And what we're teaching all of you here in ILCA is not necessarily that you're going out there like the gold rush and that you're going out there trying to dig for your stake in the ground for gold. We're teaching you how to sell the picks and shovels, how to find the gold mines once they've already been discovered, and how to ride those off into the sunset. It's a difference. My father even asked me, every time he sees Bitcoin go down, he starts to get worried and thinking, I'm about to lose everything. And I explained, I said, well, first of all, Dad, I make more money when Bitcoin goes down than it goes up. And second, I don't make my money off of how Bitcoin is performing. It's a difference there. So that's what we cover here. And we're going to be doing a whole lot more. So day 5, we covered how to lay your path to becoming a crypto billionaire. Now, for those of you that's just way out there, even if you aim for that, what if you fall short? Is it okay to become a crypto millionaire? Is that okay? What if you fall short of that? Is it okay to become crypto retired? What if about crypto walks me off my job? I may not be a multimillionaire, but I no longer have a boss. I now have freedom. I still live on a budget, but I work on my own time. So crypto has a space for everybody, depending on where you are. It's almost impossible for you to be in the crypto space today, going through the education, and then you apply it. It's nearly impossible for you not to, in the next 5 years, be much, much better off than you are today. It's impossible. You'd have to literally say, I'm not going to do it. So that is what the 5-day challenge is all about. Exposing somebody brand new to the space, opening the door, inviting you to walk in, and then you can really jump on board with us being a VIP member, participating in our crypto talks, having a chance to get our crypto courses where we're learning about this every single day. See, this is not a one-time thing. This is ongoing learning. I do crypto talks every day, not because I'm trying to be entertaining, but because that's how I learn. I'm learning with you guys, and I'm just turning the camera on and taking you on the journey with me. We find so many new things, new tokens. Which one do we find today? LSS, I think that's what Provis brought up this morning. LLS token, we found crypto or Cargo X the other day. I wrote some important notes, that I have to do. We bought Ape, and Ape went up by what? 20-something%. ApeCoin. I got watched UBT. Let's see. I didn't buy anything today. But the whole market went up today. Our crypto portfolio went up $2,000 today. We showed our Get Rich Quick portfolio with the Trust Wallet. I didn't look at Makara or MetaMask or Metaverse Wallet. I didn't look at that. I did make an extra $400 in the Binance trading account, and that was just by waking up in the morning. And all of our accounts went bigger, and we did come up with another strategy as far as our secondary portfolio, where we are doing this live. Now, it's not me telling you what you should buy. I am just showing you what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. And then you take your own education based on what your personal strategy is and make your own adjustments. Some of you made a lot of money off of some of the things we covered in our crypto talks, why that's so important. So I'm going to switch gears right now, and I'm going to bring up our CMO, and he's going to share with you, now that we finished our first quarter of our 5-day challenge, we're doing this once a month for the rest of the year. And then we'll sit at the end of the year, we'll turn around and we'll evaluate, like you always do in business. How has it gone? what type of adjustments do we need to make? Do we do the crypto challenge once a month or once a quarter? Do we do one big event once a quarter or twice a year? You know, we'll look at all that. But for right now, we've got it scheduled for one crypto talk a month. I mean, one 5-day challenge a month. So the next one's going to be on April 21st. We're also giving you the opportunity to earn. Now, while you're learning here, we want you to be able to become a promoter for ILCA so that you can actually make some crypto at the same time as you're learning, and then you know what to do with it while you're building your portfolio. So we've got everything here and then more. One of the reasons why I really am highlighting James is because of his background. A lot of people will go through a small little course for marketing, and you think you learned something new, and you want to apply that marketing, and you'd make a little bit of money here. James is not that guy. James is what I would call a professional direct sales marketer in and outside of network marketing. This is a gentleman that has clients all over the world from every aspect, even all the way to Coca-Cola. This is an 9 to 10 figure marketer that has produced billions of dollars in volume in his career with all of his clients. He's a behind the scenes guy. You don't always see him or hear of him, but we've all seen the results of his work. And somebody is, hold on, let me unmute everybody again. We've seen the result of his work without realizing you're seeing his work. Because what a lot of marketers do is they hire him and then they act as if what he's done for them is their own. They did it themselves. That's not me. I have no problem showing how I'm doing what I'm doing. I know what my strength is. And what Henry Ford said, you don't need to learn everything yourself. Hire somebody who's a professional at it. So that's what I did with James. I hired James to be the CMO to do what he does that I don't have the time to want to learn or even do. It's not my passion. But he is so passionate about this and has mastered it, and he's going to talk to you guys about what we're having coming next. So with that, you guys have seen him before. Those of you on Facebook who never have, I want to introduce you to the CMO for ILCA, Mr. James Hendricks. So James, go ahead, unmute yourself. Are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And can you also allow me to share screen as well?
Absolutely. I'm going to make you a host. All right, there you go.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And, you know, everybody, my name is James Hendricks, and thank you very much, Brandon, for that review of the 5-day challenge. We've gone through this now 3 months, and every single time I learn even more. And something that I wanted to share with everybody that I got to show Marnita earlier today. Brandon, I sent you a picture of this, but it was when I first decided to get onto my phone. Marion, you're going to laugh about this a little bit. And I had to map it out of how to do this. So I took a picture of my dry erase board so everybody could see. So let me see if I can share my screen here. This was back in December of this past year. And I was talking to Brandon, trying to figure it out. And I told him about a coin called Saitama. I said, Brandon, I just got to figure this out. How do I get my money into the ether? I don't understand that part. He said, well, you got to connect your bank account to some type of wallet. Okay, I got a wallet in my pocket. What does that mean? Well, then I had to learn about some type of wallet. And the first one I learned about was Coinbase Pro. I said, okay, I'm just going to shove dollars into this. Wait, what's Ethereum? Because I couldn't use Bitcoin. And I think Lloyd is, let me just say, Brandon, if you could mute Lloyd Fisher. There we are. Because you couldn't use Bitcoin to buy Saitama. And I knew I had to buy Saitama. I'm going to tell you guys why, of what prompted me to do this and in all my years of being an investor. Well, then I had to learn about something called MetaMask. So I said, okay, I got to move the Ethereum into this thing called MetaMask, then open up this other software called Uniswap, connect it to the wallet of MetaMask, convert it over to Saitama. Now it's in MetaMask, and then eventually bring it all back over. And I had to draw some pictures out here, folks, because these pictures really saved my butt. And I think Lloyd's phone keeps unmuting himself. Anyways, the first picture on the far left is a picture of a funnel. How did I funnel my US dollars into a pipeline to get it to start playing digitally? That was a big challenge for me. Then you see the square at the bottom left, which a bunch of squiggly lines. I said, I have to take notes. These are my pictures for me. I have to take notes every single step of the way. That's just for me. Then over to the far left, the little box up top, it says Stripe. Well, Stripe is a US dollar version of online wallets. I said, oh, I'll remember MetaMask is like Stripe. MetaMask would be for digital, Stripe would be for dollars. And then the last two, the word says tech, that I said, this journey is going to cause the best of my technology background to come to being. And then once I finally made the purchase, I had that light bulb moment and I said, this could be big. Now, I didn't know how big it could be, but I'm a gambling man. So I put 6,000 US dollars into it. Now, folks, when I bought that, there were 9 zeros. Today, there are 7 zeros. And just in the past 24 hours, that puppy has gone up 37%. How did I know that that was one for me? I shared a little secret with Marnita, and I'm going to let the secret out of the bag because I haven't even shared it with Brandon. Why I picked that one? Well, I'm connected to digital marketers all over the world, people that are like me, that are 7 and 8 and 9 figure earners, and we talk. And one of them was doing the marketing for Saitama. And he said, James, it's a good thing there's no SEC regulation right now. But Saitama is one to buy. He's a very good marketer. This is a guy that's done better than me in digital marketing, so I can have a higher level of respect for him. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to miss this one like I missed Bitcoin in 2010 when it was $1.08 a coin, and I was told by someone that had not done well, and he told me to buy Bitcoin, and I said, you don't know what you're talking about, Terrence. There's no way this thing is going to last. At $1.08 a coin. So I said, that's fine. Well, in my experience, and I shared a lot of information with Brandon every single night. Him and I are on different coasts. I'm on the east, he's on the west. So when I'm sending him a message at 2:30 in the morning, because I'm still up on the computer. He's at 11:30 sound asleep, and then as soon as he wakes up, he starts pinging me. Wow, you've been busy finding stuff. Well, I read the news every single day, not for entertainment. I don't read the sports section, and I don't read the comics. I read the obituaries to make sure my name isn't there. And then, of course, yeah, sure. And then, of course, I read the business section, and I want to find out what's going on in business. Brandon, you sent me a text message January 21st of 2021, and you said, this is Brandon Ivy. And then you introduced me to a friend of yours, a doctor. And then you went somewhere to Houston and you followed up with me 8 months later. But during that time, I made an investment in the stock market. Many of you guys have heard the company called GameStop. I'm not going to go into the details about how stocks work, but I bought it at $40 a share. Today, it's $189 a share. The same day, I heard of another company. We've all been to the movies, all of us. The movie company AMC. I bought it for $5.60 a share, and today it's $30 a share. That one has gone up 44%. GameStop up 24%. Folks, learning, whether it's in stocks, trading, currency, cryptocurrency, learning is the sole key here. Find a resource, and in the world of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, I would say it's Brandon Ivy. Find a resource and stay focused. Put the horse goggles on so that you don't get distracted, because you will get distracted. You're going to get distracted by other people in the marketing space like me that are trying to tell you, well, if you do this, and if you do this, and if you do this, and this, and this, you're going to get bombarded. So before I go into sharing what's coming, I want to share with all of you what's happening in the advertising and marketing space. So 2 nights ago, I wanted to test some online ads with Brandon's ILCA challenge. My older brother, that is 56 years old, called me up. Now, my older brother is in this group. He's not on tonight because he's at work, but he listens to this, what's going on here. He's a VIP member. And he called me up and he said, why am I seeing your guy Brandon on my Grand Theft Auto video game? Folks, I am now getting ready to start advertising the ILCA challenge and everything about the Ivy League Crypto Academy globally. You guys are at the very beginning. When I know some of you guys were a former member and you guys came from learning from Brandon before, but that was not the ILCA. That was Brandon pushing out content all on his own. For those that will ever want to hear some really, really cool marketing tricks, do you know that the Grand Theft Auto video game, the number one consumer that plays that game is American men aged 55 to 64. It's not our children. It's men. The average consumer that plays online first-person games, those are the ones where you get to shoot and kill people, are American men 45 to 60. And that's who we're going to begin advertising. And folks, when that wave of people start coming in, it's just going to be unbelievable. Well, to get to see our ad, and there was an ad with Brandon Ivy on Grand Theft Auto when my older brother was trying to cash out because he was trying to upgrade his car, and there it showed right there, is get a hold of cryptocurrency education with Brandon Ivy. It was awesome. I wish you would have videoed it because then I could have shared it to all you guys. But it was so cool. So what's some of the new things? And for anybody that's ever wondered, how do I have so much energy all the time? It's because I read this book many years ago. It's called Charisma. And I just learned that I got to have it all the time. It's not because of Mountain Dew. And yep, I wouldn't let my boys get a Grand Theft Auto. That's okay. That's okay. Because it's not your sons that are playing it. It's your husbands and your fathers that are playing it. It's not your kids. Your kids are kind of bored with that. Oh, so what? They get to outrun the police. They don't really care about that anymore. So, and they're older now. Okay, Teresa. Yep, probably. And there's his little gaming controller. Yep. So anyway, so some of the things that are new. Well, one of them is we do have a brand new Facebook group for those that are going to want to be a part of that group as well. We will continue with the People's Money Challenge group because that is going to be where all the challenges will always remain. They will always stay there. But as of Tuesday, yes, Tuesday, we are going to be having the Facebook group called the Inner Circle Group. What is the Inner Circle Group? Now, there are a lot of things that Brandon has done in the past to help all of you guys. Some of you guys have been able to see inside his phone and look at some of his investments. Some of you guys have got to see a lot of his crypto talks and hear some of his crypto talks. Well, we are moving 16 hours of those crypto talks, not the Saturday ones, but all the weekly ones inside the Inner Circle group. We are also moving his personal investments. That means him opening his phone and showing what he's putting his money in. That's going into that Facebook group. We're also going to be introducing opportunity alerts, as well as research and insight. Now, I'm going to tell you what, folks, it's not just Brandon that's doing the research. My staff consists of myself and 32 W-2 employees and a handful of independent contractors. Now they all know their job is to get us as much consistent research every day as possible, because Brandon can only look up about that much. He's only one guy. Well, now we're going to be able to introduce him to thousands and thousands of articles from all over the world on a daily basis, so that you guys get to see what the heck is going on in El Salvador. You know, the president of El Salvador is going to be at Bitcoin 2022 in Miami, Florida. What the heck's he going to be there? Well, El Salvador was that first country to make crypto to become a legal tender. And then, of course, you're always going to remain with those monthly challenge VIP access. If you're a VIP, you'll always stay a VIP. That's great. But now we're also going to be bringing in unlimited white papers. My staff has been digging through the internet and pulling up every single white paper out there. Now, you guys can easily try to find them all on your own. But you know how many thousands there are? That's why what I love when someone talks to me about network marketing and they say they did their research. Well, folks, in the network marketing space, when I spent 10 years helping the Federal Trade Commission shut down the bad MLM companies, I will always ask, what is your research budget? If you tell me it's Google, I'm going to laugh you right out of my office. That's not research. Google is not research, because people can manipulate whatever you see on Google. And then, of course, we have the access to the thriving community and much, much more. And inside of there, you guys have already been exposed to an affiliate commission program as a VIP. Well, we're jacking that number up for everybody that comes over to become an Inner Circle member. So yeah, we're going to push that number up. So I'm going to go through a slide right here, and I'm going to show you that until the end of April, what we're doing, and then after April, I'll tell you what we're doing. So let me go and share my screen one more time for you guys. Okay, so the Inner Circle, here's the countdown. There's 32 days left until the last day of April. At midnight, this page will no longer be there. Talks about joining Brandon and many others in the ILCA Inner Circle. VIP members already get a lot. Founding members get a lot. But the Inner Circle members are going to get so much more. Reduced pricing will expire midnight at April 30th, 2022. As of right now, $19.97 a month. That's it. And somebody did ask, well, what if I wanted to pay a whole year? Well, fine. If you want to pay a whole year, we'll give you 2 months for free. So you won't pay a month 11 and 12. It's $199.70. And then, of course, we started finding some testimonials that are out there. We've got them from Marion Barrasse, and I don't want to butcher your name, ma'am, so if I did, I'm really sorry. Bernard Blosson and Van Hairston and Roger Banks, and of course, Bernita Casa and Gene Schilke, I believe that's how we pronounce it, and of course, Michael Pendleton. What you're getting, again, is you're getting his personal investments and a direct look into his live portfolio, opportunity alerts, research and insights, 100+ hours and more. When I say plus, we're doing the and more. All the white papers that are out there, anything that's published, we're getting them all. Obviously, you're always going to maintain the monthly challenge VIP access. Crypto talks are moving into the Inner Circle. So for those that have loved crypto talks, Brandon cannot continue doing it the way he's been doing it, so we have to move it over here. And then, of course, access to the thriving community, much, much, much more. And of course, we do have an affiliate program. for those of you that decide to move forward on this, and you say, well, James, what about my promotion link? Well, don't worry. Anybody that buys this from our company, guess what? If it was from you, or if you were a referral originally, you stay the referrer forever. So don't worry, that's not going to go away. But now the commissions got bigger with this. So it gets even more exciting. We will also be having that car program only for Inner Circle members. We will also be advertising our marketing software mid-April. That will be available for anybody globally, whether or not they're in the ILCA network. And then, of course, yes, we will be doing a live event this coming year. It's probably going to be right around the end of summer, beginning of fall time. Folks, I want you to start thinking of what city you'd love to be at the end of December, beginning of October. I know if you're up north, you'd love to be in the south. I know if you're in the south, you probably want to get a little cooler, not too cold. Well, this is how we're going to do it. The Inner Circle members are going to determine where we're going to meet. Wait a minute, did you guys just hear that? I'm going to let you guys choose, and the way we're going to do it, obviously it will have to be in a big city. So for instance, if I live in Georgia, but I live in Athens, Georgia, well, we would not host it in Athens. We would host it in Atlanta, which is an hour up the road. So we will be doing it in a major city with a major airport to do things. We will be paying for your airfare to come to this event. Oh, look at that. I just saw Sue Williams got excited about that. We will be paying your airfare if you are in the US. If you are outside the US, we will work with you with something. I believe Rick, yes, I cannot pronounce his last name, Steighaus. He'll tell me how to pronounce that later. We are going to work with our international members as well, because we don't want to leave anybody out. And so we are going to take care of the airfare on that. And for US members and for non-US members, we're going to take care of the hotel as well. So, oh my God, you just got to take the damn time off of work, whatever the convention fee is, and just show up. What network marketing company has ever done that for you, where they take care of the hotel and airfare? I dare you to say, oh yeah, I've been in a lot of companies that they do that for everybody. I've been in this industry 28 years. They've never done that unless I win a trip. This is going to be for everybody. Somebody's doing a praise dance here. Okay, Margo is. That's awesome. So, folks, this is just the beginning. And of course, then we're going to be looking to start getting some crypto certified partners. We are going to get you guys up to speed. Now, how does that work? Well, folks, I'm the Dean of Admissions for the Ivy League Crypto Academy. And I can see your attendance. I know when you log in. I know when you watch videos. I know when you look at the PDFs. And I know how much of the videos you're watching. So the more you learn inside of there that I'm able to see, then we're going to be introducing some certification tests to make sure you've learned what you've learned. And we're going to be getting you up to there. What that will do for you is allow you to spin off to have your own revenue stream where you're the coach. Isn't that great? It's almost like you're a personal trainer getting trained by Train the Trainers. And now you'll be able to help. More apparel is going to be coming out. You guys, you know, I know there's more women here. I do know there's more women in this group. So I apologize. I'm going to take all the blame for having a unisex and man's shirt and not have a women's shirt. So you can definitely thank Marnita Casa for saying, James, I want something that fits me, a woman, not fits me, and it should be for you. So there you go, Robin, absolutely. And Robin, wherever you are, I want to sit by you on the beach right there and get a margarita, because that looks awesome, that scenery behind you. I know it's a little background. So folks, For those that are in the inner circle, how we're going to choose this location, I'm going to look from now until the mid-September and figure out where are the majority of people signing up for the inner circle coming from. And if it looks like the majority is near the Dallas area, guess what? We're going to Dallas, Texas. If it looks like they're all coming from the New York City, New Jersey area, we're going to be going to Cherry Hill, New Jersey, or New York City itself. Chicago, Los Angeles, Atlanta, Miami, Orlando, Vegas. Listen, folks, I want you guys to tell me how important it is to you. So with that, guys, there is so much that we've got. We've got so much. The fact that we are now successfully advertising on those video games that some of your friends' husbands are playing every night, instead of being on here and learning about cryptocurrency, we're going to advertise right to where they're playing their video games. So folks, with that, you know, I've been having a blast with this. I'm just going to continue having more and more and more fun. I love when you guys reach out to me through our support email with me and Marnita addressing that. I love to see you guys, you know, needing help. If you need help, just send us an email. We will help you. We definitely will. Paulette hit an email, a question today. I responded right away and she said, James, I found all the emails in my promotions folder. Folks, support at ilcasecrets.com should be a contact of yours in your email. Make it a contact so it always comes to your invite or your inbox. And you all did just get a new promoter link for ilcasecrets.com. Everybody got an email for it. This was about an hour and a half ago. You would have gotten an email. Yep, I see everybody shaking their heads. You will use that one to promote going forward. But anybody that's already come through the challenge, if they buy the ILCA secrets, you will already be receiving credit. What I recommend is make your little referrer ID all the same for all of the different campaigns we do. So ILCA challenge, for instance, Marnita, hers is recruiter ID number, referrer ID number, Connectress. Well, do that now, Marnita. Get signed back into First Promoter and set that up for ILCA secrets as well. Change it for everything so it's always the same for each and every one. So with that, guys, I hope I've addressed a lot of things. Listen, as you guys are learning, I'm learning. Brandon, I'm going to turn it back to you. But when you start, can you tell me LSS or LLS? I didn't hear which one you said. But with that, Brandon, the floor is yours.
Thank you, James. Somebody typed that in. I think it was LSS, lost list or something like that. So look at that one, LSS. So you see all that new information? How cool that is? No, Mike, you got a quick question? Go ahead, Mike. Unmute yourself.
Can you hear me, Brennan?
Yes, I can. Go right ahead.
All right, thank you. James, real quick, I did get that email about a half hour before this thing started. My question is, my original number was Mike 47. Now it's Mike 10. That's all good the way you have it in? Go with Mike 10 now, the one I got tonight? I can't hear him.
You're muted, James.
So, Mike, thank you. Great question. You can keep it as Mike 10 or log in to First Promoter, just like you do, and change it. You can customize and change that. Like I said, Marnita, she didn't want it to be Marnita 73. She changed it to be Connectress. You can change it to whatever you want. Just when you change it, make sure you keep that same one going forward. But as of right now, the system gives you an automated one. You guys need to go in there and either make an update or use that one going forward, Mike. So you can use the one that it sent you.
Thanks, James. And I really brought that up 2 minutes before this thing started. You guys know, Brandon knows me. He asked a lot of questions during the week, Kevin. He called me and he wanted my correct link because he wants to buy the courses.
So
Okay.
if it's
I got you now. I understand.
if it's the course for ILCA Challenge, you're going to use the one you were before. ILCA Secrets is a different link, but you can change the little referrer ID number if you want. So just so you guys know, for my ILCA Challenge, my promoter ID was James911. But when I set up the ILCA Secrets for our inner circle, the system gave me an automatic James84. I logged in and changed the 84 to 911. So now it's James911 for ILCA Challenge, James911 for the other one as well. So,
okay.
Great question, Sherry. So when you say, do you have one link or two links? You have one link for people that are going to join the challenge. You have a different link for people that want to join the inner circle. And honestly, they shouldn't know about the inner circle until they've gone through the challenge. I hope that makes sense. For Charlene Fell asked the question about, is this for founders only? So Charlene, you will still use that ilcachallenge.com / and then it will have an FPR equals, and then it might say Charlene and a number or whatever. You use that for your founders if you're referring people to be a founder. If you want to buy the founders pack, just let Marnita know and she'll get you the correct link for that. I hope that's okay. So Sherry's got that.
This is confusing. Big time.
What's that, Mike?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was muted. I'm talking out
okay.
loud.
Tell me what's confusing for you.
And I say this because I like to think of myself as a decent recruiter, okay?
Sure.
And it's even been a little confusing with Brandon and Manita having like these two different links. And now, like yesterday, I think you suggested to Manita, I changed my signature ad on my email where I take the promotional link away and just use the link for the 5-day challenge, which is the 47th. Now, do I replace this new link that says Mike 10?
No. You keep that email the way you've got it. The reason I told you to take the promoter part off of your email was showing people about one, how to join the challenge with your referral link. They cannot be a promoter of us unless they're a VIP. So you don't want to send how they can sign up to be a promoter if they're not even a VIP yet. When they sign up for a VIP and they upgrade, our system will automatically send them your link for them to register as a promoter. They automatically will get it.
So this new link I got tonight, I'm only using for this inner circle.
That is correct.
Upgrade to the different things you guys offer. I'm not using it to promote at all.
Correct. So Mike, would you like me for the inner circle? Would you like me to change yours right now to Mike 47?
Mike 47, Mike 10. I mean, just so everything's the same across the board. Yeah.
All right. So what I'm going to do here for you, I'm going to make a change right now. And nope, you cannot have it because a new Mike just joined and he ended up getting associated to Mike 47 for this challenge.
They make me MNAW40. I've been using that for 20 years.
Say that again.
MN Michael Nancy Apple Wilbur, the number 40.
Okay, Michael Nancy Apple Whiskey 40.
Correct. Thank you.
Okay,
That's what I'm known as on the internet anyway.
It has been upgraded. Mike, I'm going to send you a private link with your correct link for you there so you have it.
Now, for all three things, I use this MNAW40 for the 5-day challenge, for the inner circle. No.
Yep. You see, you
said yes. Okay.
And do you want me to change your Mike 47 to be that as well?
Yeah, everything's MNAW40. I send one link out and I'm a happy man.
And for anybody else that doesn't know how to make a change, let me know and I can definitely help you with that.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. That's not a problem.
And I hate to say it, for the marketers on here, I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm too French fries short of a Happy Meal, but I really think you're making it confusing. I really think it should be. And it will help a lot of confusion, especially on your end, that everybody has one URL for the entire system.
Well, we're going to make it a lot easier when we introduce our marketing system, because then you don't need to have multiple links. You have one link only.
Looking
It does
forward
it
to it.
all for whether it's for Inner Circle, whether it's for if we're going to be introducing the car program, whether it's for the challenge. It's one link only.
That's
So-
going to be a big, big plus. I'm sure we're all looking forward to it. And again, thanks for this this whole thing you're putting together on top of the education we get from Brandon. Fabulous.
Absolutely, Mike.
Now, guys, I did not want this call to delve into a customer service type call. So I know as excited as you might get from James sharing information, the urchins are going to come out in force. And so just be mindful. But I do want to give some of our VIPs a chance to ask for shares. So Kevin, you got your hand up. Go right ahead, Kevin.
Yes, one of my questions is, as a VIP, you're at one level, and is the VIP, it's not classified as a founders, so you have to upgrade to be a founder, correct?
Well, you're a VIP, which means you're getting backstage pass for all the 5-day challenges, like you are right now. Founding members are those that actually buy the course for $9.97, or if you're a previous student of mine, for $500. Those who do that are the founding members, but you do not need to be a founding member to be part of the inner circle. The inner circle is for the everything that James showed you tonight that you're getting, including the crypto talks. And there will be another Facebook page for that group. So that's the $19.99, but you have to be a VIP member for that all the way to the end of April. But you do not have to have purchased all the courses for $9.97 to be a part of the inner circle. I would suggest you do.
This is too good. This is too good to pass it up. So those that are listening, you need to step up. I'm going to take my chances, and I'm going all the way. Brandon and James is just the most incredible people I've ever met.
Thank you, Kevin.
Brandon, I haven't met you yet in person, Brandon, but I did meet James, and I'm telling you, he is incredible.
That's right. So you're the one, Kevin, that had a chance to eat. Was it lunch or dinner with James?
Lunch.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That was in the early days.
Yep.
Great. All right. Thank you, Kevin. Next up, Mr. Pendleton. Go right ahead.
Hi, just for clarity, so I send out my 5-day challenge link to my list. Are we going to now be able to see who's signing up in our back office? Because how do I know who to send my IL Secrets link to?
Absolutely. So what I did for Sherry and for all of you guys, for anybody that uses our marketing software, you will never again have to ask me about it because it gives you a full back office suite. Everything from the full CRM system. You can change your link whenever you want. You can make it be Michael Pendleton at the 5-day challenge. You can do whatever the heck you want. You'll be able to all connect it however you want, customize you want. Everybody will have that custom page, like I promised you guys. For anybody that uses the software, we'll be launching mid-April. I will be giving you guys each a page that it will be you and Brandon on those websites. It won't just be Brandon. So that'll be really, really cool to be able to see you and you bragging to your own audience right there on your own website. But for right now, Michael, until we launch that, if you need me to send you a downloaded list for everybody that went to the challenge, I have no problem. I have no problem sending it out to each and every one of you. So I can easily do that. I'll work on that today and tomorrow, and that'll all be sent out. What's today? Monday? All be sent out to each and every one of you by Wednesday.
All right, thank you.
No problem, Michael.
Cool.
Michael,
I
in
see.
DC?
Say that again.
Is Michael Pendleton in DC?
Well, I'm in Maryland. I'm like 15 minutes from DC.
Okay. All right. Well, you guys got some great seafood there at the harbor.
Certainly do.
We'll have to have lunch.
Definitely.
All right, I did have to give a special shout out. My Morehouse brother, Lamar Slater's on here. He was actually my roommate my freshman year in college, and like 2 years ago was Alumni of the Year for Morehouse College. So thank you, Lamar. Lamar, I want to get with you sometime because we have an entire community that they need to know they're Morehouse brother. We have our own crypto education academy. So I need to get down to Atlanta sometime, and you're down there in San Diego. So we're gonna have to do some things. So thank you for being here, Lamar.
Thank you for having me. Let's get together for sure.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. That's my Morehouse brother there, freshman year roommate. He got stories that none of you will ever hear about. He's a living version of social media. If there was social media back in the day, he knows where all the bodies are buried. That's why I keep it close. All right. Next up, I want to bring up a young lady that has been popping up a lot recently and has been learning a lot. And I'm glad to see her growth in this, Miss Robin Porter Beals. Robin, go ahead.
So we are no longer streaming, right? Are we still streaming?
Yeah, we're still streaming. Yeah, everybody's seeing this.
Oh, everybody's
We're giving everybody a taste of what it's like to be a VIP. So don't be nervous.
Too.
Okay, I won't be nervous, but the truth is I am learning a lot. And even though I had some conflicts last week, I watched the recordings and that's how I knew about tonight. And I am excited because I want to be a part of this inner circle. And are you saying, I just want to clarify, if I'm a part of the inner circle, then I would get access to still continue learning, and you're going to pay for my hotel and my flight just because I'm in the inner circle?
Yes,
and
ma'am.
I'm coming. Okay. Okay. So so you have the option to pay monthly, or you could pay the whole year and get 2 months free.
Correct.
Okay.
Now, what James did not go into detail with, and I think you said, James, you were going to do that sometime mid-month in April, was the ILCA marketing, where everything that we're saying will be kind of like underneath one roof with one link. We didn't design this company to be network marketing or MLM. That's why I said at the very beginning, I said to even my clients out there that I am not a threat to you. I am not in competition. We're not building a network marketing company. This is a university. So now, because of how we're growing and the fact that a lot of our members are networkers, and we want to be able to reward you guys for sharing this opportunity, we're building out a system in place to do that more efficiently. So Mike, there won't be any confusion once that marketing system drops. And I got to tell you something about marketing systems. I was the vice president of sales and marketing of 2 companies. I have figured out how to brand myself a certain way and how to promote my own brand. But when it comes to sales and marketing, they're not the same thing. They're 2 different things. And one thing that we are never taught how to do is to actually sell a product or sell anything. What James is putting together is a marketing system in place that is going to teach you how to sell, not team build. You know, a lot of people say, "Oh, I don't like recruiting." Well, no. How about actually just selling something and teaching you how to do that efficiently? So that's also what the inner circle is going to be getting training on how to become an efficient marketer and selling of a product, whether it is ILCA, any product we may offer, or anything that you're personally doing outside of ILCA. So I don't want to let the cat out the bag too much when he's ready to talk about that in detail, but that is something that we're bringing to the table as well. So anybody else has any comments or questions, go ahead and raise your hand and I'll allow maybe 1 or 2 more. If not, what's coming up next is if you have not becoming a founding member yet, meaning you've purchased the courses, then you want to do so, because now that the 5-day challenge is over, we're going back to our live classes every Tuesday and Thursday nights at 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. I'm going to be covering courses within the lessons. that all the 45 videos soon be released. The Internet of Things, which is another 15 videos. We're currently in the advanced section. Tomorrow's first topic, and it might be the only topic because of how big it is, we're going to be talking about Ethereum. What is Ethereum? Who's the founder of Ethereum? Why is ERC20 so important? What is smart contracts of Ethereum? So you'll see the difference between Ethereum and Bitcoin. And one thing that this whole process has allowed me to do is actually go back to all the videos that I already made. Some of those videos I made 2 or 3 years ago. Well, information has changed since then. And I've learned a whole lot more since then. So me going through it, you guys might think it's great, but to my standards today, I'm like, what in the world was I thinking back then? So I'm redoing all of these. We just redid Bitcoin 101. So if you haven't seen it, if you're a prior student, you haven't seen the new Bitcoin 101. So you want to upgrade to become a student of the ILCA to get the courses. So you're going to see those plus new PDF files. And I'm currently doing it with the advanced group as well. So some of the information is outdated, no longer relevant. So one thing that I am doing, and James is going to kill me for this, but he'll be at it later on. I'm actually changing video 5 was the IEOs, understanding that, which is initial exchange offerings. That's not too relevant right now. So I'm going back to swatching that out with, we're going to be talking about Ethereum and ERC20, because a lot of you guys are doing NFTs, metaverse, and you're doing Uniswap, PancakeSwap. Someone just asked on Crypto Talk this morning about USDT and the Tron USDT, the differences. You've got B, but Binance has their own version, Tron has their own version, Ethereum has their own version. And so you've got to know that difference. So we're going to go to the basics, the foundation of what Ethereum is. I'm actually rewriting that, and we'll be covering that tomorrow night. So every Tuesday and Thursday, when we're not traveling, we're going to be covering different lessons within the courses. So it's one thing for you to watch the video, but how about having me actually live going through that lesson, and you're able to do Q&A on it. So if you like the 5-day challenge, this is just another extension of that, just far more detail. But you've got to be a founding member. Make sure you purchase the course. It's $997 for those of you who are not a prior student, or $500 for those of you who are. Make sure you want to get that upgrade ASAP to get all the stuff that we have coming down. So with that, I think we're all good to go. I'm going to leave you guys now, and we'll be back tomorrow night for class. Oh, I've got Crypto Talk tomorrow morning. We'll be doing Crypto Talk tomorrow morning. We'll see what else we can find that's in the news that's interesting. And thank you guys for being part of last week's 5-day challenge. I'm going to turn it right back on over for a last word to our CMO. Mr. James, go right ahead.
And of course, we got a Bitcoin raffle. So, Brandon, that's okay. I saw Sherry and Margot jump on that, and I'm like, wait a minute. These folks are here for Bitcoin. We got to get them their Bitcoin. So while you're spinning that up, Brandon, I got a question to ask, and I want 100% participation. I want to know, question number 1. Has anybody ever used what some people call a page builder, a website builder, a funnel builder? There are a lot of companies out there. There's ClickFunnels and Builderall and High Level and Lead Pages and NowSite and Shopify and WordPress. Has anybody ever, from beginning to end, built their own? I want to see, just say yes, 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 yes for those. And no, 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 no. I want to take a look because I'm keeping this. Yep. Good. Can't hear. Pat Amy can't hear for some reason. I don't know why. Okay. Now, for those that have, it's only for the people that have said yes. I want you to type in here, yes or no, that you personally, because of what you've done in marketing, not in affiliate commissions, have earned $10,000 a month, 3 months in a row. No affiliate commissions. If you've done this building out your own pages. So let me see. Okay, good, Michael. Yeah, so good, Paulette. Anybody else out there? Because I know there's others that have used marketing systems. Okay, that's good. So I'm going to tell you why that doesn't happen often. The number one reason why, you can use any one of these platforms out there, but the reason why most people will never earn big money.
I can't hear anything.
Pat, we can hear you. It might be her headset or her speaker or something. I don't know, Pat. Anyways, the reason it doesn't happen is because you usually get training videos, or you'll get someone that comes on and talks to you about how they would do marketing. But usually they don't have a track record of doing it themselves and spending millions of dollars a month on Facebook ads themselves. If you guys want to look at my Facebook Business Manager account, you'll see we spend over $4.5 million a month on Facebook ads. Our goal in this new software we're going to roll out is not so you guys just get exposed to software. That's not it. It's you're going to get me live training you every single week, not just how to build a funnel, but the logic that goes into building highly converting funnels, highly converting pages, highly converting emails, highly converting Facebook ads. You guys are going to learn from my team that we do this for a living every single day and have helped literally thousands of companies make hundreds of millions of dollars over the years. That's going to be the difference. Because I've looked at a lot of companies. I was a ClickFunnels member, still am. I still go to their conventions. I've been at their very first one and all of them in between, 7 of them now. And guess what? Russell Brunson never spoke to me personally to help me build my business. So not anyone has done it. So Doreen, if you go through and look at the ILCA secrets.com, you'll actually be able to get a little bit of more info or intel on this. And I think Doreen is messaging me somehow now on Telegram or something. I'll be able to communicate with her there. So guys, I'm here to help you guys make some money. Whether or not you guys are going to make a fortune in crypto, or learning how to market yourself, or maybe even your own product or your own course or your own book or your own services. Maybe you own a car detailing business. My job is to help you guys make a ton of money. That's it. So with that, guys, I'm going to end now. I'm going to let you all go. You guys have been a wonderful audience each and every month, continually coming back. I see all you familiar faces out there. Christine, I think I see you every day of the week that you're always on there. Christine Shield and Michael Pendleton. You know, he still looks like that radio DJ. That's why I got to bring down my microphone now. There we go. I want to feel like I'm part of the club here. And Margot, you know, I never can know. Is it Margot or Sasha? And Sherry. Sherry and I got to spend almost an hour and a half the other day talking on the phone. Awesome, awesome. This is a community of some great, great, great minds that are in here. Or Marion and me, we have the same thing in common. We hate this technology. I'd like to go back to when we had a pay phone. It'd be so much easier. But here we are, and we've got to move with it. This is a paradigm shift that whether we like it or not, we have to move forward with it. So with that, guys, have a great night. Good night, and God bless all of you.
Now, as far as the Bitcoin giveaway, we completely got sidetracked today. So we're going